Almighty.
All right.
All right, well, welcome everyone to today's Fortuna Chamber noon Zoom meeting. At this time, I'll turn it over to Laura, who's agreed to lead us in today's pledge.
Okay, thank you. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Laura. Much appreciated. Oops. All right. Do we have any new members or guests joining us today?
Megan, Megan. Yeah, if you want to say, introduce yourself, or you can wait until your presentation. Whatever you feel like doing is fine.
Okay, well, I'm Megan Kenney. I'm the Fortuna Market Manager with the North Coast Growers Association. I'm also giving a little presentation later, so I'll wait until then to talk too much at you.
Thank you, Megan. Renee, chamber announcements.
Yes, I wanted to share that there is a new resident at the River Lodge, and her name is Poppy Rose McOtter. That is Cameron Mull, our Parks Director, taking a selfie with me. She will be there as part of the North Coast Otter Art Trail, which will hopefully be starting in the next few weeks after the state reopens on June 15th. We'll have more details as that comes about. This otter will be a permanent resident at the River Lodge, and it was painted by Ferndale artist James Rose. Right now she's residing in the fireside room, which is on the corner of the building. So if you're on the trail, you can cut around that little corner and take a peek at her while she's there. And then eventually, once the trail is over, we'll probably put her to a more permanent location somewhere at the River Lodge to be determined at this point. So I just wanted to
Renee,
yeah,
I thought it was Ashley Rose who painted.
She got her nom de plume is James Rose. She goes by James, but it's Ashley Moody is her official name. Yeah,
Gotcha.
Ashley Rose is her jewelry, and then she went with James Rose for her art. And she also did the artist pool that's outside of our office too.
Did she name the otter?
He did. Yeah.
Okay.
And the otter has its little chakra point. So, if you can get close to it, once the River Lodge opens to the public, you can go in and see her in person. And, but we have to keep her visible for right now. So people, as they're going through the trail, they can spot an otter, and then they have to write down a unique number. So we'll have that visible. But yeah,
Cool.
We're just so excited to 2 years. We couldn't have the trail last year, so I'm super excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's 109 otters between Mendocino County and Del Norte County. So the HSU is the one that is sponsoring this fundraiser for their wildlife program, their Junior Explorer, I forget, but also the river water and habitat restoration. What else? Auto Expo posters are printed and will be delivered by myself and 2 volunteers from the Auto Expo committee. We'll also be seeking trophy donations in the amount of $35. We will not be doing the goodie bags like we normally do, which is 500 items necessary from each business. So and also means we don't have to put 500 bags together. So that's nice. But they're adding a burnout contest. So people are super excited to bring that back. Most everything else will stay the same. I think they're right now they're doing an outdoor movie, which is also new, and they're slated to do a drive-up tri-tip dinner, but maybe if the restrictions are lessened enough, then they can just have it at the park or something. So a few more details to be ironed out with the city. Let's see, the next chamber newsletter comes out next week. Oh my gosh, yes, it is next week. So somebody is fast and furiously editing. And Operation Celebrate is in full swing. Don't forget to vote for your favorite decorated window. You have until June 4th. Just go to our website, look for the Operation Celebrate link at the top of the page. And next Monday is Memorial Day, so we will be closed, no meeting. Our next meeting is June 7th with Jonathan Herrera. He is from Cal Savers. He is going to give us a program overview of the state's retirement program. Businesses with 50 or more employees have a June 30th date to sign up or opt out. You can opt out if you already have a retirement plan for your employees. So if you're an employer, 50 or more employees, don't miss that presentation. Of course, we will upload it to our YouTube channel as well if you missed it, so you can watch it again. And then the following year is the next milestone, but don't quote me. I want to say it's 5 or more employees, but I could be wrong. It could be 25 or more. So there's they've done it over several years, a staged enrollment. So that's it for me, and I'll turn it back to Kelly.
All right, so now announcements from members. So Laura, do you want to make any comments?
Yes, please. Thank you. So on behalf of the ambassadors, we're having a lunch on Tuesday, June 8th from 11:30 to 12:30 at Los Consuelos here in Fortuna. So if anyone would like to join, would like more information about becoming an ambassador for the chamber, or just would like to come and hang out and have lunch with us, please let Renee know. And she can also provide you that information on becoming an ambassador also.
Thank you, Laura. Do we have any other announcements?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hold on, Becky. I just want to remind everybody, June 16th is our mixer at Wild Souls Ranch. And that's it. Okay. More details coming.
Any ribbon cuttings coming up?
I am working on Sequoia Gas for their 80th. We're just waiting on a time. And also with someone's daughter, who I think you might know, her new business.
You're probably better to bugger than me. So you go, girl.
Yeah, we've already chatted, but I was giving her some time to get settled into her new building before I bombard her. And then we also reached out to a couple new businesses in town. Today's Hair is open over by Ray's. So we offered to do a ribbon cutting for them, and also T-Mobile, who is open in Strongs Creek. And then I did see we have a couple other new businesses, so we'll have to pop on over and say hi to them. There's a licensed social worker on Main Street, and then there's something across from Redwood Village, which I'm not sure where Blaine's gym used to be, Kelly.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
It's music. It's a young kid that is starting kind of a music business, doing lessons and things like that. So yeah, I talked to his mom the other day, and so I think it's pretty quick about opening. Or at least she's hoping. So I'm not quite sure what it's called yet.
I thought it said the practice pad. Does that sound right?
I think you can practice there and maybe record. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Well,
okay. Awesome.
Yeah. So do you have any news on the rodeo at all? Any updates?
I talked to Shannon earlier last week, and yeah, it's a go. They're just everything's a go. They're gonna have a carnival.
Parade.
They're trying to get them to come sooner. He thinks the parade's happening. I told him that people are very excited about a parade, so I'm pretty sure that'll happen. And then they are going to have their deep pit barbecue in person. You can sit at the park. They'll have enough tables for people to sit and enjoy, but you can always get it to go to. Bring your own Tupperware container and get it to go. But yeah, so he's excited. We're excited. We're going to do a chili cook-off restaurant contest. So we'll have more information on that as it comes about. We'll have a restaurant passport for people to enjoy chili themed dishes at our local restaurants. And they'll get a stamp, and each stamp will enter you into a drawing. And that'll be in the rodeo guide that the North Coast Journal prints in their paper. The first week in July, I believe, is the 8th. It'll hit newsstands. Is that correct? Somewhere around there, Melissa? Okay. And then we'll have some copies available here, and hopefully we'll have a few extras that we can leave with the restaurants too, or we'll print them off and leave them with the restaurants.
What's the date
Oh.
on,
And who, you cut off.
what's the date on rodeo?
Rodeo is July 12th through the 18th, but we're going to do the restaurant week, the Sunday to Sunday. So the 11th to the 18th in July.
Gotcha.
Great.
So you'll have a week to stuff yourself with chili.
Why I brought that up is I'll segue into the Flags on Main Street committee. We've done it before, but we want to do 100 flags in the parade. And so we're asking for any volunteers that would like to walk. We had football players last time, cheerleaders. We're gonna, hit up as many as we can, because finding 100 people that are committed to walking the parade is always a trick. But I think, so that's been our goal. So we just kind of wanted to wait to see if it was a go or not, in the sense of if the parade is happening. And so I'll be, announcing and bugging people, as we go along, but it's pretty cool to see 100 flags coming down, and all ages. Some of us can walk it, some of us, well, we'll figure it out. So anyway.
I had a meeting with Shannon on Wednesday, and all of the tickets to the events have to be sold prior. They can't sell tickets on the date.
Okay.
So they're going to use the same, probably like almost 100%, use the same ticketing software that we used for the skate park fundraiser that Renee used.
Okay. Good.
And 100% he confirmed that the parade is happening. So
Okay.
yeah,
Awesome.
I would say start hunting for people to hold the flag.
Yeah, we'll get on it. We'll get to the coaches and stuff before school gets out, just see what's going on. So also then a big shout out from Sunrise Rotary. Had a great fundraiser this Saturday, all fired up. They did a great job. I think we just had enough food, and the people were very generous in bringing canned foods for the canned food drive for our local food pantry via the Food for People. And yeah, it was great. Lots of help, and we had a lot of volunteers from the Fire Explorers help. So fun. And then we got to play bingo online afterwards, so that was fun. And boy, there was a lot of people that joined in, maybe 50 to 75. So kind of a wild Zoom bingo. So it was great. So anyway, thanks for the community for supporting that. That's all.
Thank you, Becky. Anybody else? Any other members with announcements today?
Well, I'll make a quick one. Hops is meeting this week, so just a heads up. There's no like, yes, we're doing it, or no, we're doing it. We're just meeting. I'm just announcing that. And then also, if you haven't nominated your business or your favorite stuff yet, go onto the northcoastjournal.com and please nominate your favorites for our best of competition. Nominations end the 30th, and then the voting will start on June 4th. So that's it for me.
Awesome.
Perfect. Thank you, Melissa. Any others? All right. If not, I will go ahead and turn it over to our featured speaker, Megan Kenney from the Fortuna Farmers Market Manager for the North Coast Growers Association. I knew I should have taken on my retainer before I did this. The floor is all yours, Megan.
Hello. I made a little PowerPoint so you guys can look at pretty things while we talk about this. So let me share my screen and get this all set up. All right, so I am Megan Kenney with the North Coast Growers Association. I manage the Fortuna and McKinleyville markets, and I'm also our manager of cooperative distribution. Yeah, there's my email address. If anyone ever wants to get in touch with me, feel free. So NCGA was founded in 1979. We began just operating the Arcata Plaza Farmers Markets, but now we operate 10 in Humboldt County. So we've got Miranda, Old Town, Shelter Cove, Fortuna, obviously, Henderson Center, McKinleyville, Willow Creek, Garberville, the Friday Night Market, and also obviously Arcata Plaza. NCGA is the largest farmers market association in the state, whose farmers are entirely in county. So most other farmers markets, especially down in Southern California, farmers drive for 5+ hours to get to farmers markets, and they usually have 3 or 4 different market vehicles that go all over the state. So we're really lucky that all of the produce you see at our farmers markets is grown in Humboldt, which is really unique. And we've also helped create several statewide farmer and market operator support organizations like the Farmers Market Coalition and the Community Alliance of Family Farmers. And through those, we're able to really lobby for small family farms and for our rural community up here, and really represent Humboldt. So the Fortuna Market's been operating for just about 15 years. I was trying to find in my notes about exactly when it was started, but I believe it's been about 15 years. And we merged together with NCGA in 2017, and that was the first year I became the market manager. Before then, I used to sell aprons and crafts and little things I crocheted there. The market was founded by a group of teachers and small farmers. And it was entirely volunteer run until the merger with NCGA. So, everything that we're doing now is thanks to all of that volunteer hours that got laid down. They really turned it into a really great market. So it was handed over to NCGA. It was just easy for us to take over. And most of our farmers come from the Eel River Valley. That was part of what our members wanted with the merger, was to keep really the voice of the Eel River Valley in the market. So at least 50% of the farmers are required to be from the Eel River Valley, but I think we're up at 75 or 80%. So most of that food is local to Fortuna. I just wanted to share a little bit about our EBT and Market Match program. So CalFresh EBT used to be, or is what the food stamp program used to be. And people are able to spend their benefits at the market with us. And that's what those wooden nickels you guys see at the farmer's market is. And this is a really great program because it literally takes federal money and injects it directly into our community. So we really love that we're able to offer that program. As well as that, we have a grant partnership with the Ecology Center in Oakland, and through them we can offer a market match incentive program. So dollar for dollar, we match the first $10 of EBT spending of customers, and they get blue tokens versus green tokens. So they're all those wooden nickels. And the Ecology Center just did a 3-year study, which showed that every $1 in that market match incentive spending equals a $3 stimulus to the local economy. So those farmers are going to turn around and spend their money locally, and then that local store spends it locally. So to sort of show you what that means, last year, just at the Fortuna market, we redeemed $4,926 of market match incentives. So if you multiply that by 3, that's almost $15,000 of money that is circulating into the community just from that one grant. So I thought that was a cool figure. Most of our farmers also accept WIC. So that's the Women, Infants, and Children program. Basically, anyone who has children under the age of 5 are eligible to get food checks that they can spend at grocery stores and farmers markets. The local Food for People gleans leftover produce at the end of the market day and distributes it at their site on Wednesdays. And also we partner with Open Door Community Health Centers, and they have a produce prescription program. So they give out vouchers to anyone whose health benefit outcomes would improve by eating more fresh fruits and vegetables, which is probably most people, right? But those vouchers can also be spent at the farmers market. So we're really grateful for that partnership as well. So opening day, I hope you're all as excited as I am. June 1st, 3 to 6 p.m. on 10th Street, we'll be back in action, and every Tuesday through the end of October. We are still following county and state guidelines at this point. So yes, we're still requiring everyone to be wearing a mask until we can ensure everyone is fully vaccinated, or until we hear otherwise from the county and the Joint Task Force. However, this year we will be slowly reintroducing live music. which I'm really excited about. We're gonna sort of take it slow and make sure that it goes well. And as long as it does, we're just gonna go for it, because who doesn't want more live music at the farmers market? And lastly, here's just a list of all of the vendors who we expect to be here at the market this year. We have about 10 new vendors. Just for perspective, when I started doing the farmers market, I feel like we kind of took up half to 60% of the street. And this year, I imagine us being almost completely full. And we might even have to boot some of the non-farmers off the street as we get to the height of the season. So it's really come a long way. Just like having the community come out and support us has been really crucial. It's definitely one of the best markets for vendors. It's one of the first markets they start attending and the last one they stop, depending on their production level. So that's so exciting. I feel like when I first started, it was just so tiny and there were barely any people there. So good job, Fortuna. And then again, that's me. So.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I, for one, am super excited. I love the farmers market. I think it's just so fantastic that we can have that in town. And I had no idea about this open door produce prescription thing.
Mhm.
That's great. That's amazing. I love that. I think we can
Yeah,
really-
it's a unique idea. I've never really heard of that before.
So I have a question. How does a farm, you've added 10 new farms, right? For Fortuna. How
Mhm.
does somebody break through or to become a vendor, whether they're a farm or they're a natural product producer or food vendor, right?
Yeah, all of our vendors are members of the association. So they would submit an application and join our organization. And as long as they have all of their like licensing and permits, which we do have a list of, if anyone is ever interested, they can come see me at the market info booth. And we literally have a list of like everything all the hoops they would have to jump through before coming to us. And as long as they have all their permits and licenses and they join our organization, they can start attending. And everyone sort of rents their booth space for us. So at the end of the day, they pay a stall fee. However, all of like the funny money they get, so like those wooden nickels or any WIC checks or veggie prescription dollars, they can sort of trade in to offset the cost of their stall fee.
One of the vendors that I like to go see up in Arcata, at the Arcata Farmers Market, I didn't see on that list. Is there any talk about possibly getting a bakery bread, maybe Beck's Bakery?
Bex was on the list. They were kind of
It was.
towards the end. Yes. They were not able to attend last year just because they couldn't have as many people baking in the kitchen at any given time as they can during the normal years. So they did have to take a year off. Beck's Bakery will be there. And we also have a new vendor, Bootlegger Bagels,
Oh,
who
wow.
does locally made bagels, who will be there. And he does sort of like seasonal bagels, like strawberry, and wants to do like apple cinnamon and pumpkin bagels with farmers market ingredients.
Awesome. Any other
Beautiful
questions for
question.
Meg?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yes,
go ahead, Mike.
Hi, sorry I was late getting in. It's pickleball Mondays, and it's tough to finish there and get here on time. Just a quick question. I think it's a great idea that people are able to use the EBT benefits. Megan, you mentioned figure $4,926 as market incentives. Was that the amount of the EBT benefits that were used there?
That was just the market match incentive. So generally EBT benefits that are spent are much higher because we do a one-to-one exchange up to $10. So if you take $10 off your card, you get $10 of the incentive. But oftentimes people will take like $15 or $20 off of their EBT card, but they still only get that $10 incentive. So that figure I gave was just for the incentives because that's what that study focused on with the $1 to $3 ratio. Where I'm sure it's pretty similar with EBT spending. I don't have that number in front of me, but it's probably closer to 6,000 or so.
I think that's a great idea. People that use those benefits are assured of getting just top quality food right there. So good job.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of those people could be spending it at the grocery store, and then that money all just gets, taken right out of county. So I feel like that's why we offer that incentive. It's kind of, giving people a little bit of extra impetus to shop at the farmer's market.
Absolutely. Almost value added.
Yeah.
Mentioned that incentive program is through Oakland.
Yeah, the Ecology Center in Oakland is a great resource for farmers market operators. And they apply for funding every 3 years, I believe, to be able to funnel it to all of our individual organizations. So they do all the really heavy lifting and get multi-million-dollar contracts. And then all of our smaller market associations apply to them for funding to cover those costs.
So Megan, did you have on the list some craft people? I know it comes and goes that, either pottery or jewelry or, I wasn't quite sure if that was on that list.
Not as of now, unfortunately. Martha's Pottery hasn't come in about a year or so. She's been a long time member. She would always be welcomed back if she wanted to. Yeah, no crafters. I did just get an application for someone who is making, I forget the word in Japanese, but they're like moss balls or something, like decorative, like plant balls, where you kind of like, she takes a medium and then you can plant different plants and mosses and they kind of hang.
Cool.
But yeah, no jewelry or clothing or pottery yet.
Okay, but you are accepting those.
Yeah, not because we don't want them. We just haven't had any interest yet this year.
Right. Yeah. Or jams or any of that type of thing.
A lot of our vendors sell jams. We don't have any like specific vendor who isn't a farmer. Yeah, Kentucky Don will obviously be back. We've got Tanganyika who does that delicious Nicaraguan food. So they'll both be there this year. And we do have a new vendor who is sprouting grains and making flour out of it. So Humble Grain Girls will be there with their local, some of it's local. They're trying to source more local ingredients for that, but like quinoa flour and wheat flour that they make themselves.
Right.
Are the hours of operation going to be the same this year?
Yep, 3 to 6.
What about nonprofits if they want to have a table space?
Yeah, we have an application on our website, just that sort of helps us organize who it is and get their contact information. But yeah, we always are allowing nonprofits. The only rule with that is that they can't sell anything per se, because our members don't want like that sort of competition. But if they were doing, if an organization was doing like an online raffle, they could certainly come and be like, hey, we're doing this raffle, go to this website and donate money to us. So we definitely want to support our local nonprofits as well.
Okay, thanks.
I might have missed some stuff. I was in and out. Hi, Megan. Did you talk about, is it profitable for those that are doing like the toffee? You mentioned I got the tail end of the baked goods, but things like that, is that a profitable piece for folks?
Yeah, I do believe so. Leslie from Jamerson Creek Ranch, who was there 2 years ago doing like coffee and almond torts and that sort of thing. She, I believe, will be back, but she's kind of on the fence now. I think her mother's visiting her, so she doesn't really want to commit to anything right now since she's sort of being pulled in 5 different directions. But yeah, I think something that was really neat this past year, we were all nervous about, like, what do the farmers do? What if no one wants to come out to the farmers market? What if we get shut down? What if all of this? And a lot of our vendors actually had the best year of their, careers this past year. So we're really grateful to our community for actually coming out and supporting all of our farmers, and for the county to allow us to continue operating, because there were some farmers markets in California that got shut down and they're just reopening this season. So we're really lucky.
Megan, what is the cost to have a booth at the farmers market in Fortuna?
There's a couple different membership levels. For $150, you get access to all of our farmers markets, including the Arcata Plaza Market. For $100 is just a regular membership fee. So that's that does not include the Arcata Market, since that's kind of the one that's more desirable, I guess. You make more money there. Or someone could join as a supporting member at first. That's a $35 fee, and that gives you access to 6 markets. So you can kind of like test it out, see if you like it. And then if you choose, you can, sort of pay the additional fee to become a full member. But that's a good way if someone doesn't want to just dive right in and pay $100, which especially for a new business is a little bit on the high side. And then the stall fee is just a sliding scale depending on what you make. So it's generally about $10. The minimum is you'll always pay at least $5, but once you hit the $25 mark, you'll never have to pay more than that. So we try to make it affordable for all sorts of different sized farms.
And can the farms pick which market they want to be at? So do they just notify you every week or something? Or do they have to, once they get into, say, the Fortuna Farmers Market, they have to show up every week for the whole season?
Yeah, they can just let us know week to week whenever they want to come. They basically, on their application, they just let us know what markets they're interested in coming in. And some people check all of them and only wind up showing up to 3 for the whole season. So it's definitely up to the farmers.
Yeah, I think that's nice, because then it keeps it what's the word? Changing, I guess, yeah, at the Fortuna market too. Just a different group of folks coming in.
Yeah, there's definitely some farms who, are always going to be there. Shake Fork's going to be there every week. Fair Curve's going to be there every week. And then there's some farms who only attend sometimes, or they just show up once a month, or we've got some honey vendors who only come for 2 or 3 weeks until they're out of their honey.
So
Is
your
it first come, first serve?
Sorry, Becky.
Go ahead, Renee.
No, you had a first come, first served? Yeah.
Yeah. First
yeah,
come,
so we
first serve,
have
or you get your place.
Yeah, we have seniority. So as long as you're a member and you've done at least 6 markets that year, you keep seniority at that market from year to year. And your seniority dictates if you're able to park behind your booth, because parking is always a big thing. Yeah, all those little things you don't think about. You get your permanent space. So you guys will sort of see that some farmers move around. Those are the newer farmers. And as the farmer who has a permanent space or more seniority comes back, that farmer gets bumped. They kind of get put closer and closer to the end of the street. And I have never had to bump anyone from the market yet due to space. I feel like this year we might, but I don't know. Maybe we'll just all get really close and love each other and it'll be fine. But since we are an agriculturally focused organization, our farmers would be the last ones to get bumped. So we basically have agricultural members and non-agricultural members. So our non-ag members like Kentucky Don, Beck's Bakery, all of the people who don't grow what they sell, we sort of start at the end of their seniority list. So if we did had to bump anyone, it would be like the new crafter with her moss balls, and then, starting out with the vendors who have the least amount of seniority.
Well, it's kind of nice to mix them up, because then you have to walk up and down the street, it's kind of like Costco. You never know where anything is. So, you have to move around. So, you get to see everybody.
Right?
That's why you have to go every week, Becky, right?
That's right. I know. So you just never know.
Yeah. Excellent. And I see Faircare Farm already started up in Ferndale. They're, I saw them at the Fortuna Farmers Market must have been 2 years ago. Did we have a market? We did last year
Yeah,
too,
we
right?
did. We tried
I
not
can't
to
remember.
publicize it that much. I think we were kind of trying to keep people away unless they knew about it. Well, not keep them away, but not encourage too many people to come. We really didn't do any advertising or anything like that. So
Do you have Table Bluff Farms on your list? I didn't look.
no, I feel like they join the organization every year and then never actually wind up coming to any markets. So I think
Oh.
they have their CSA that they're running out there, and I think they're just sort of busy with that.
Right. Okay.
Awesome. Any final questions, thoughts? Everybody getting ready next week? Gosh, next month, next Tuesday, it opens.
Less than a week. I will be
Yeah.
coming by tomorrow with some posters for everyone, so
Yeah.
look out for me.
Yeah. Hey, bring me some of the rack
Yeah.
cards too. Do you have
Okay.
brochures? Yeah,
Yeah.
bring me a ton of those and posters. Yes, absolutely. Awesome. Thank you, Megan.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for joining us today, Megan. I appreciate it. And I look forward to next Tuesday.
great.
So,
Thank you.
We'll see everyone the Monday after next. No Monday meeting.
Nope, June 7th. June
7th.
7th, right? Is it June 7th? Yes, I believe. Yep,
Yes.
June 7th. We'll see you for the Cal Savers.
All right.
Okay.
Have a wonderful
Bye,
Monday.
all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.